So, all right. So we want to go ahead and get started.
Yeah,
sure.
Everybody do their elevator pitch, since this is kind of a dry run for me and Ellie, because we're going to be on Keto Cookout on August 29th at 9 p.m. We be
Yeah,
grilling.
I'm just kind of hanging out.
So, Lindsay, you're perfectly welcome to be here with us. Really glad to have you, and I'm glad that Ellie invited you to be part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're like
thank
besties.
Yeah, I've been in I've done my own, but I haven't done one with multiple people. So this is only like my second time actually live streaming.
That's awesome. You're doing great. You're doing awesome.
Just a warning, I'm gonna take off my brace. There's gonna be a Velcro sound. I apologize in advance.
From where you tweaked your knee.
Yeah, that'll be a part of my story.
Yeah.
Lindsay, why don't you go first?
All right. So my story is kind of different than some other people maybe, but last year I was really sick and overweight and everything. I'm still working on that one. But last year around March, I got pregnant and I ended up miscarrying at 6 weeks.
Oh.
And so it was really sad and really hard. And I can talk about it now because I've healed a lot, but it was a really tough time. And so when I had that happen and I was just eating like garbage food. I was eating Pop-Tarts in the morning, and then I'd eat a bowl of cereal, and then I'd eat a sandwich for lunch and a bag of chips. And it was literally mostly carbs. I'd sometimes eat protein, sometimes eat vegetables, even. It was not good. And I tried, every time I'd try to lose weight, I'd be like, to my husband, I'd be like, we need to add more vegetables. We need to add more lean protein and be healthy. And it wasn't working even when we would do really well with those things. But then when I had my miscarriage, that was kind of an eye opener after I healed and after I mentally was able to do these things. And I started to try and eat healthy again. And it just wasn't doing what it should, like what you think it should do. And then my sister, well, technically, okay, I saw a Jordan Peterson video or a Michaela Peterson, one of the two, and they were talking about an all-meat diet. And I'm like, what the heck is that? Why would you do that? That's weird. Who would do that? Yeah. And then probably a couple months later, I just kind of blew it off. I was like, no, why would you do that? That's weird. People are strange. There's a lot of weird people on the internet. And then my sister said that she saw the same video and me and her are like this. And she was like, I think I'm going to do it. And so she started talking to me because we talk on the phone almost every single day. And she started talking to me about it. And we kind of just she was sending me videos and we were just chatting about it. And I started to get on board. I was like, that's actually really cool. Maybe I need to start doing this to see if there's anything about it. And so April, I had my miscarriage, and then all the way to, let's fast forward to July. That's when I was looking into it. End of July, I started looking into it. And August 1st is when I started carnivore. And I did carnivore really, really well for about 6 weeks. And I'm going to also say, before I started carnivore, I hadn't had a period in months. No menstrual cycle is really, really unhealthy for women. That is a sign that you need to change something. And so I was going to go to my doctor and figure that out. And they're like, well, we can't help you until you've not had a period for so long. And I was like, okay, fine. So I just started this. I started carnivore and I was like, okay, let's see what it will do. Well, fast forward to, I started August 1st. Fast forward to September 7th, I was pregnant. And 5 weeks into carnivore, I found out I was pregnant. It was really cool because it was on our 4-year wedding anniversary. And it was really, really awesome. And so then we oh gosh, my brain just died. We were pregnant, and that was technically the goal. I wanted to get pregnant. We'd been trying for months. Obviously we were trying, and then didn't work out. And so this time it felt different. It felt really cool, and like there was just something different about it. And I will say I would have kept doing like carnivore, like ketovore a lot better if I hadn't gotten horrible meat aversion on like week 6 of being pregnant, week 8 of being pregnant. I had horrible meat aversion, and I couldn't look at a steak. My husband would like cook the meat outside, bring it inside, and I would like run to the bathroom. It was not good. So I was living on like pepperoni. I could do pepperoni because it had so many spices in it.
Right.
And I could do like certain things. I was living on like pepperoni and like pistachios and cashews. And like I was like, they're not great, but they're better than Pop-Tarts. So I did feel better about it. But yeah, so I kind of went off of during my pregnancy. I didn't continue to do it. But then after I was done being pregnant, I did try to eat a lot of meat once I could. And I did try to always incorporate more of the dairy that is better for you and all the good nutritious foods and less of the non-nutritious. And it's hard when you're around family and everything. So I did fall off. And then recently, this last couple months, I was like, hey, after having my baby, I was like, I need to get back in. So I did try to do a 30-day carnivore diet, but there's something about breastfeeding and trying to jump into carnivore that is not easy to do. So I'm back on ketovore. So yeah, that's my story.
All right.
I could talk all day forever and ever. So I'm gonna let Ellie have a chance.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I just want to real quick. I know how you feel on the losing a pregnancy. Me and my wife went through that once.
It's really hard. Yeah, I would not recommend it to anyone. It's not fun. Yeah, I'm so sorry you went through that. That's so hard.
It is. It's tough, but I guess there's a reason for it. If everything wasn't as it should be, then nothing we can really do about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you ready, Ellie? You want to fire away?
It's in the cards.
You need a minute.
I think I'm good. I have a question though. For some reason, like my live stream, even though it's connected, is saying that it's still like waiting for it. I don't know. I want to make sure that like a lot of people come in. So I don't know if you guys can help me with that real quick, or
did you have your live stream
something
open
you need to
on? Because I've got my live stream open on YouTube, and it's just showing me and Lindsay.
Oh.
But when I'm on StreamYard, I see the three of us.
I see her on YouTube, like all three of us.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I see myself there. So
is yours up to date? Is yours like, because it did have just Ellie and me for a sec, or Ellie and you, not Ellie for a minute.
I had, I accidentally like exited for some reason. Sorry about that. I'm still learning.
I thought you just turned off your camera for a second. So
yeah, I completely closed the window. I was like, no.
Well,
no.
I just wonder if there's because I didn't really do anything to set up the YouTube side of it.
Yeah, because when I went on originally, I said that I wanted to broadcast it to
there you go. Now you're on there.
So did you have to like add her in?
No, I just clicked a button. I clicked the live button and okay. Yeah, she's in there now.
Okay. But she's gone now. It sounded like one of her babies was doing something. She might have needed to go help with the baby. Yeah. So Brett, when did you start carnivore?
So I started on St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, this year, I'm
back
guessing.
In March of this year.
Awesome.
I think it was about the same time Carrie with Homestead House started his. If we do
you guys are okay, cool.
I think we've got about the same carniversary.
I love that. That's cool.
Hey, I'm back. I'm so sorry.
So when we do the 24-hour stream on his channel, on September 16th. I believe that will be my 6-month anniversary, and I think it's also his. So I'm sure it'll get mentioned.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. It feels so weird because like I'm not mirroring, so like when I turn my head this way, I'm going the other way on the
Yeah.
street. Like
Yeah,
I'm like, that's so odd.
Mine's the same way.
Next time I might need a mirror.
So,
I think you look good.
So yeah, I guess
Hi, Susan.
I'll go next. Hey, there's Susan. All right, thanks for coming in.
Where's everybody from? We'd love to see where you're from.
So, what did I miss?
Oh, we were just talking about Brett's carniversary. See, and I pointed at Brett, but I'm pointing the wrong way.
Yeah,
I just got to do this.
I'm this way.
Yeah, you're that way, but I pointed that way because to me you're that way. Yeah. Anyway.
Right.
Awesome.
So Lindsay just did her elevator pitch.
Yeah.
So
good.
Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and do yours, that's
okay.
Fair.
Sure. I do want to apologize. My daughter came in and she wanted me, and I was like, okay. So, hi everyone. I'm Ellie. I run a channel here called Nourishment Redacted, and at my heaviest weight, I was 240 pounds. Extremely depressed. So much so that I dropped out of college, and I pretty much gave up on my life. I found comfort in being at home, and I found comfort disassociating and staying away from the people who cared about me the most. And it was extremely hard. And then I stumbled upon a diet called keto, and I was so fed up with like all the yo-yo dieting and trying to work out and everything. And so I tried that, and I had really great success with it. I did it for about 6 months, and I lost like 50 pounds, and my depression lifted, and everything started getting better. And I previously was trying to have a baby with my husband, and I was not able to get pregnant, but on keto I was. And so when I started going to the doctors to get the baby checked up and everything, she was like, you can't do keto. And she made me very uneasy about it. And although I had done so much research and I felt like it was exactly what I should have been eating, I have this issue with authoritative figures. Like I feel like I have to listen to them. And so I stopped doing it. And I also had meat aversion, and that kind of just put the nail in the coffin. And I was just like, all right, that's it. And so I had my daughter, and I had her in 2020 during all the craziness, literally like in that summer. And so we felt very extremely isolated, and I was so depressed, and she had colic, and it was just like, we felt so lost. And I tried going back to keto, but because I had stopped, the addictions came back, and I was very much addicted to carbohydrates. Carbohydrates were not even so much sugar, even though I did overindulge in sugar. Carbohydrates were a source of comfort for me. And if I felt sad or angry or any kind of even happy emotions, I just seeked it. And so I was struggling for a long time. And then I found carnivore earlier actually in January, and when I was starting with my son was starting baby-led weaning, and then he was eating off of my plate, and we started doing that together, and he was doing fantastic on it. And my daughter, who was extremely picky, we started going from low carb, and then as of today, she's like full on carnivore. Sometimes she's even lion diet, which is awesome. And my son has been carnivore this whole time. And I made a mistake. I ate some old food in the fridge. I didn't label it. I got sick, and that kind of really threw me off. I wasn't disciplined. I had a piece of bread here, and I was like, oh, whatever. But then in May, I decided, after researching for months and months, I really delved into it, and I found that everything has changed for me. My mental clarity, my energy. I'm losing weight. Like every week I'm losing 1 to 2 pounds, and it's just like melting off. Even with a dislocated knee, the Velcro you heard earlier, I am just doing so well. And I want to showcase my channel and have and try to help people if they're in any kind of similar situation to I was. I feel like I have a lot of knowledge, and I really want to make a lot of friends on YouTube, like you guys. I'm so happy we've connected, and it just feels so good to be part of a community.
Isn't it strange how we all have the one thing in common? Carnivore changed a lot. Going carnivore changed a lot in our lives. Just the one simple thing, just cutting out crap and eating good, healthy meat, like things that we're supposed to eat.
Absolutely. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. And it actually, I mean, it shouldn't be amazing, but it is amazing. You know, but all right, Susan Hampton, thank you for coming in. South Carolina, low carb carnivores from Minnesota, Quartzsite, Arizona. All right, and Lucia Young, not sure where you're from, but welcome to our little live thing. Well, I'm my name's Brett, as you would have guessed, and I've been carnivore since St. Patrick's Day, but I kind of almost discovered it accidentally back in the 90s. I'd gotten my own place and had always been kind of heavy my whole adult life. And we would go out to eat and, go out to eat with friends and stuff. And I'd heard of kind of like the Atkins diet when it like first came out. So I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. So I kind of did it a little bit, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I would like eat the toppings off of pizza, and I would eat some hamburgers without the bun. And I started to lose some weight. And then for some reason, it just fizzled out, and I just went back to my regular way of eating. But if there had been the internet and people communicating the way we're able to today, I think I probably would have been carnivore since probably 1998, 1999, something like that. But in 2017, I heard about, or 16 or 17, yeah, it was 17. I'd heard about keto, and I did it, and that's me. You can see it without the thing cutting out. Yeah.
Hi, baby Brett.
There we are.
It's baby Hoosier.
Yeah.
Me after a fishing tournament.
So cute.
I'd lost a bunch of weight doing keto, but I wasn't really involved with it like online and chatting with people about it. I just kind of did it on my own. But I was also like making the keto treats, and that's about the time some of the keto recipes and the big channels were firing up with how you can make keto bread with almond flour and keto bagels and all these kind of cheat foods around keto. And it just kind of, I don't know, it allowed too much. It kind of gave me that little toehold into going back to my old way of eating. And I did, and the weight came back off. And by 2019 or 20, I gained most of my weight back. And I was kind of like, I'd heard of carnivore and kind of thought it was crazy too. And then I kind of did it a little bit, but I was doing it too dirty, and it wasn't really working. I wasn't really losing weight. I wasn't really gaining weight. And then finally around March, I just said, I saw, I got back into watching videos again, and I'm like, I'm really going to learn how to do it right and get more focused. And then I just decided to just try to do it the right way, and it's working. Lost about 45 pounds in 5 months.
Wow.
That's great.
That's awesome.
I will say, losing the weight the second time around is not as easy as it was the first time around. For some reason, my body's kind of fighting me the whole way. So I'm losing weight.
Maybe I was just gonna say maybe that just means that you need more time to heal.
That's a possibility. My type 2 diabetes came back with a vengeance. So I think I'm a little more insulin resistant than I was before. And even now, if I have too much protein at one time, I'll go check my blood sugar and it'll run up into the 140s, 160s, and it'll stay there for a while. And it'll take probably a few days for it to actually bounce back versus hours for most people.
Yeah, that's scary.
And
diabetes is not fun.
No. And if I really want to
with
get
it.
my blood sugar back to normal, if I fast for a couple of days, then my blood sugar will actually drop into the 70s and 80s, which is actually a really good sign because that shows that my body can regulate itself when things are normal.
Right.
So it gives me a little bit of hope that eventually, once I get down to my goal weight, which is I think probably around 170, 175, I think if I get down to that, because I'm 5'9", about a medium build, and that should be a pretty healthy weight for me. About what Kerry is right now. He got down like 168 or something. So something similar to where
I think it was like I think I remember it 162 if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I'm good with numbers.
So yeah, it's kind of range that I'm looking to get into. So
That would be
hopefully by the
awesome.
time I get there, I'll be a lot more insulin sensitive, and maybe I'll be able to start having some mushrooms and be more ketovore. But for the meantime,
But healing first, yeah.
Absolutely.
I get the healing done.
How tall are you, Brett?
5'9".
5'9". Okay, we're like the same height. That's cool.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like
the
looking to
shorty.
get to about 160, 150. So I'm like,
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah.
You'll need more muscle than I do, but other than that.
So how tall are you, Ellie?
I'm Ellie.
No, go ahead.
5'7", right?
Yeah, I'm 5'7".
Yeah.
Oh,
We talked about this
that's
before.
great height for a woman. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think my daughter's 5'5". My wife's short; she's like 5'3" or 5'4". So 5'9" is actually kind of you're getting to the tall side. So.
Yeah, I'm a tall girl, but it's okay because I married a 6'5" man, so
Hey, there you
it's
go.
good. It's good. He's a little taller than me.
Yeah, I'm about 6 inches
People
taller
are
than my
surprised.
wife. So,
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
so.
She's a little short then. Yeah, that's how tall my sister is, and I'm like, it's like this with her, and it feels.
Oh, that's funny.
It's fun.
So,
but we're.
If anybody in the chat has a question they would like to pose, I mean, we've got some topics that we're going to cover tonight, but if there's anything specific you want to ask any of us or just have a general question about eating carnivore, or be happy to give you our advice on it or our thoughts on it. So none of this, of course, is medical advice. None of us are doctors. I'm not Lindsay, you're not a doctor, are you? No.
I will never be a doctor.
We're just friends. We're just
I
friends.
am my 3-year-old's doctor. I put Band-Aids on his boo-boos.
There you go.
But yeah, let's see.
Carrie from
Carrie's been here. Hi, Carrie.
Got to run for food. Say happy
Homestead
Sunday.
How?
Hey.
Awesome.
Thanks for
We love your channel. You're awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah,
for coming and hanging out with us.
We can't wait for the 24-hour.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be so cool on his channel. Oh, I'm so excited.
I know.
The 10-hour one was so amazing. Who caught the 10-hour one? Because I caught
a couple hours.
Epic.
I was there for the whole thing. I had to work, but I went in, I took my phone and Bluetoothed it in my car, and I was listening to it while I was driving around and stuff for work.
Using your brain.
So
Smart.
I took it with me on the road and was there for the whole thing. It was really cool. Hopefully I can do the same for 24, but We'll see. That's a long time.
Guys, I don't know. I just had a little bit of like a starstruck moment having Carrie on the chair.
I know.
That was cool.
He's so
but
cool. He really is.
Low carb carnivore said that they're like, I'm 5'11" to 6 feet, depending on what convenience store I'm walking out of. I thought that was really funny. That cracked me up.
That's awesome. That's funny. All right, so non-scale victories. Would either of you like to talk about a non-scale victory you've had, either the first one or a recent one or whatever?
Well, I mean, one for me is actually what I'm wearing today. I put it on today. I think I have worn this dress, but I haven't worn it. And I have a picture of me wearing it. I could find it somewhere. I just don't have it with me. But we took like family photos and I wore this dress and I just saw myself wearing it in the picture and it was really tight. I remember being kind of uncomfortable in it, but now it's like, it actually fits me.
Yeah,
Well, you're so pretty.
It's a cute dress. I like it. I'm gonna fall over, but it's a cute dress. I really like it. But like I remember it being really tight, and that was like right. I think that was maybe a couple months before the miscarriage, so around the time that I was at my worst. Well, I don't know, like right after the miscarriage was at my worst, because I was like, I'm eating for two, and then I lost the baby, and then I was like, I am not eating for two, but I am eating the same foods I was eating. And yeah, it was a crazy time. Yeah. And usually I cry about it, but I don't really know where the tears are right now. So I'm just too high on adrenaline, I guess.
Yeah, you're so strong, Lindsay. You're so strong.
No.
I have a similar non-scale victory. I have a similar one. I went from wearing size 2X shirts to a 1X shirt. And I've gone from being on the very last notch on my belt to the fourth notch. I'm 3 notches in.
That's awesome.
So
that's like what, like 3-4 inches? That's awesome.
And I went from size 44 jeans to size 40.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And the 42s I could kind of wiggle into are now just when I want a nice loose fitting pair of jeans, I might put a pair of 42s on when I just don't want to wear anything tight. So yeah, that's a definite non-scale victory for me. Oh, and the work that I do, I travel around a lot and I'm in and out of my car several times a day. And it's much easier getting in and out of my car. When I turn to get out, I'm not like, whoa, trying to pull myself out of the car. It's like I put my feet down and I kind of lean out and stand up and off I go. So
isn't that crazy? Like the energy that you get from just eating proper food that you're actually supposed to put into your body. Like,
right.
Like how did the Pop-Tarts not help me breathe? Like I would go up the stairs, just walking up the stairs and I'm like, and now I'm like running up the stairs and I'm like, I can do that 10 more times. That's a pretty good, it's just being able to breathe. And dry Utah, we live in Utah. Mm-hmm. And the air is so dry. And honestly, like I have eczema and my hands aren't as dry as they used to be. Still dry, but not as dry. And we'll see how it is in the winter because that's the real test. But yeah, so just things like that. My face is thinner. I can see my cheekbones.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, I got these cheekbones.
I'm like, whoa,
coming out to play. I noticed your cheekbones like when you started doing carnivore, like first few days. I was like,
oh yeah,
cheekbones.
It's that inflammation. It's crazy. It just like your body just soaks it up.
If you guys saw my face when I was at my heaviest, my face was literally a circle. My nose was double its size. So like when I was at my heaviest, my hips, I had a hip circumference of 50 inches.
Oh man.
I was a big booty girl. And it's like, and now I think I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I? I've lost at least 10 inches, maybe even 15 inches from I haven't done my like official measurements yet. I'm waiting until day 130 or 120,
Right.
excuse me. But a major non-scale victory, clothes are fitting looser. Obviously, you got the same energy, but for me, I've noticed that and I've talked in private about this with Lindsay, that I used to have a lot of like repressed anger, and it would come out in like the worst way, and I felt so bad, and I feel so calm now. I feel like I can really like tap into why I do the things that I do, and I feel like I'm a better mother now. I think I was a good mom, but thank you. I feel like I'm just such a better mom now. I'm more attentive and I'm more patient. I mean, I still, but it's like 9 out of 10 times better if the kid's having like a meltdown or something. I'm pretty good about staying calm and firm, but gentle and reassuring. And that to me just changes everything because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm always with the kids. And so it's like it can get pretty, yeah, you too, girl. It can get pretty hectic if you're not taking care of yourself. And just oh man. But yeah, the clothes too, they're just
Falling off.
They
It's awesome.
I had to.
It's like, dang it, I'm gonna have to buy more clothes, but it's awesome.
That's why I did this. So I have these skirts. They're pretty cool. I got them off of Amazon. They're wrap skirts. So you tie them. And so they're basically like a one size fits all. So I bought, and they're like double sided. So they have like one side is a pattern and then the other side is a different pattern. And they're like a mystery bag. So you buy 5, you don't know which ones you're going to get. But I really like the ones I got. So I feel like these will last me while I'm continuing to lose weight. I think I have about like 20 more pounds until I get down to my goal weight. So that's fun.
Hey,
That's
you're
really
almost
awesome.
there. 20 pounds.
I think so, because I'm 175. I weighed myself this morning. I'm 175 now. So being 5'7", maybe like 150.
Yeah.
150 is a great number to shoot for.
I think so. That's kind of the goal I'm going for too. Around there. I started at 225 last year when I started carnivore before I got pregnant again. With my 3-month-old. He's so cute. he's so cute. We just blessed him today at church, so it was like, yeah, it was a good day. But so we yeah, I was 225, I think 0.8 if I remember correctly, and I think I do because I'm good with numbers. One thing I'm actually good with. And then I did get down to like 200 when I first did it. So I lost 25 pounds in like a month and a half, 2 months.
Oh yeah.
And I kept losing while I was pregnant because I wasn't eating the junk still. I was still eating better foods. Yeah. And then I gained almost all of it back because I was pregnant, and I got back to like 220, 222. I don't think I got quite to 225.
Was that postpartum?
So no, that was during the pregnancy.
Okay.
So I got to 222-ish. So I never got all the way back to my start weight, which was awesome. But that was while I was pregnant. And then like the few weeks after having my baby, I went down to like under 200. And then I did the I don't have enough breast milk thing. And I tried eating oats and I tried eating spinach because it was like, this is what you're supposed to do. These are the things. Oh yeah. Ellie did the same thing. It's like the worst. And so I tried those things, and I gained like 10 pounds just from doing that for like 2 weeks. It was crazy. And so obviously a lot of that was like water weight and inflammation. And so when I did like keto to ketovore for a month, and then I did carnivore for like 20 days because I was gonna do 30, but I did 20, and now I'm back to ketovore, just health reasons. I needed to do it, but yeah.
And like you said in our chats, if you're breastfeeding, that kind of changes the whole game.
Oh, I didn't realize how much.
Yeah.
I was like, I was just drained. The first couple of weeks was awesome. And then like after that, I couldn't think straight. I was just sick. I was like, something is going on. I think I need to just step back and not be so, I don't know. Like I just needed a minute And
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
I definitely
Mm.
love carnivore, and I want to do it again. I think it's a great tool for me. I think that my perfect human diet, proper human diet, is somewhere in the ketovore zone, though. I think that's where I need to be most of the time.
I
Right.
wish I
Like
could
kind
be
of like
ketovore.
Nisha's more that way too.
Yeah, I wish I could be ketovore because there's some plants that I really adored. Like I loved mushrooms and I loved green beans
Mhm.
and onions and garlic. I grew up with like having very like my mom's side is Puerto Rican. I don't know my dad's side, but he's Korean, but I don't know who he is. So my mom, I grew up with Puerto Rican food, and they flavor everything with like sofrito, which is like cilantro, culantro,
Oh,
garlic, and it's just like it's the most delicious food. And it's like
that sounds
if I
awesome.
could season my meats with that, that would be great. And my grandma, she actually left some seasoned meats with the sofrito in my freezer, and my husband and I tried it. We had the worst let's just say intestinal pain. It was awful. So lesson
Sucks.
learned about that. I wish though. I'm so happy for you. Enjoy them.
Everyone's different. That's the thing with with this. Everyone has their food and not insecurities. That's not what I'm trying to say. Well, they do, but
Yeah.
everyone has their the things that they can eat and the things that they can't. My brain can't think of the word, but yeah, it's just everyone's
Like
different.
what you can tolerate. Everyone can
Yeah,
tolerate different.
tolerate. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
And you have to know
But yeah,
yourself and how
I
you
liked
feel.
the
And
comment. Yeah, for sure. I liked the comment that you posted before from Whitney. It was the "With time, you three will be stars in the carnivore community too." That was fun.
yeah, that was
And
very
then
nice, Whitney. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Whitney.
yeah, it's cute. I thought that was really cute. And then Lucia, I don't know
Lucia?
if I'm saying that
Lucia?
right.
I think
Lucia, Lucia. That sounds better. That sounds like a something that I yeah. That looks like what it is. Lucia. That's right.
Yeah,
Lucia.
I
I
would say
don't
Lucia.
know.
I would say
I'm still
Lucia.
postpartum, guys.
she found herself eating more treats with all
Sorry.
those recipes out there, and that's why I'm not still skinny from when I lost my weight 6 years ago. It's,
Yeah.
it's too many treats, and now
The
that
image
I feel
of
like I
food.
kind of know myself better, having going through it now a second time, um, and I know that I can't allow myself those things because I'll end up going right off the tracks again. And
Do you
I'm not
find
going
Yeah.
to let
yourself,
that happen this time.
do you find that your satiety levels are like they just go out of whack when you eat a lot of those kind of foods?
Yes.
So you
It's
just
like
get like ravenous, like hunger.
yeah, I'm like a bottomless pit for barbecue chips and Doritos and McDonald's French fries and things like that. I mean, I could just eat
Yeah.
them until I just absolutely passed out.
However, I saw that there's like aluminum in the salt that they put on the McDonald's fries, so that just put
Ooh,
me off of that forever. I'm like, oh, I'm not ever gonna eat those ever again.
Yeah, I stopped
So
eating
that was good. That was
food
good
a
for
long
me.
time ago. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
been about like 12 years since I've had any fast food because my husband has ulcerative colitis. And so we first started out on our health journey of like cutting out fast food and no preservatives and reading every ingredient on the box and being whole food, and
yeah.
we ate everything. And
Hmm.
so fast food was no soda. I haven't had soda in 12 years, no fast
Wow.
food. And I don't miss it. It's so funny because my husband and I, we were looking at each other like, do you remember what Sprite tasted like? And we were both like,
Oh,
oh, we just had this
that sounds awful.
that syrup, and then it's like, let's just drink battery acid for fun. I used to always get hiccups every time I drank soda. It's like, that's not normal.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
No, I
Sorry for
will
it.
say I'm not completely off Diet Coke yet, though. That's
No, I
something that I'm
know.
like,
No, that's okay. I've told you it's gonna take time. I mean, I was talking about full sugar soda. I mean, I'm not knocking you down. Like
no,
you've
I
changed
always
so much in your life, and you're doing great.
funny thing about the soda though, like even when I was younger, I noticed when I would drink like sugar, if I ever drank sugar like like a Sprite or
Yeah.
anything that's sugary drink, a Gatorade, it would give me the worst. I've always had headaches, but it would like make it migraine worthy. It was so bad. So like there was always that knowledge that like sugar wasn't good. And so I didn't drink the diet sodas because I was like, oh, they don't do that to me, so it's better. And I wouldn't say that they're great, but they definitely don't do that to me. And yeah, I'm definitely addicted to my Diet Coke, but I needed to keep it in until I'm ready to say, okay, bye. I can say goodbye to you. I did it for like a month last year when I did carnivore, and then I got back on while I was pregnant. It wasn't great. It wasn't. It just, yeah. But that's one thing that I'm working on. And yeah, everyone's different. Everyone needs to work on their own things. So it's awesome. It's awesome that we can see everyone's differences and also learn from everyone's like low points and high points. Yeah. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, soda's a tough give up. I've been Coke Zero free now for a month and a half or so. I've been trying to drink more water and coffee, and right now I've got sun tea that I made. I've been making sun tea a couple times a week with no sweeteners or anything in it, just tea, and that's good.
That's awesome.
I'm pretty happy with that.
That sounds good. Yeah.
So, Low Carb Carnivore says I did keto for 6 months, but hated all the tracking and feel so much better. Yeah, when I was doing keto, I had the little app on my phone and was tracking everything I ate, and it was a pain in the butt.
Were you always peeing on the ketone sticks to see if you were?
I did check my ketone levels.
I didn't do that.
I still have
done that because I was curious.
I check it every now and then just to see. I know I'm in ketosis because I'm not eating hardly any carbs at all. But
no, there's no way you're not in ketosis. You're like deep in ketosis.
We're deep in ketosis.
I'm more surface level, but you're deep. You're in the deep end. I'm in the shallow end. It's all right. It's all good.
Yeah, we're all swimming. None of us are drowning.
That's the truth. We know how to swim.
Hey there, Natalie.
Natalie, hi.
She jumps in these things all the time. We appreciate you coming back. Classify myself as meat heavy ketovore, but continually upping the meat, just eating a very small amount of fruit. Okay. I think
and some days she has none. Yeah.
As long as you're not drinking like fruit juice, because that's basically just sugar water. But you have an occasional piece of fruit, it's probably not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So, that's again knowing yourself and what you can tolerate, and if it makes you stall out and keeps you from achieving
cut it out for a while.
Then cut it out for a while. It doesn't mean that you have to give it up forever or you can't ever have it again. I try not to have the mental mindset that I can't ever have it again, because it's just, I'm not having it now. I'm making the choice to just not for now.
Oh, yeah. I saw a video of Laura Spath. She does a lot of
she's great.
Like carnivore. I love her
content.
Anyway, she did a video once where she was talking about that, and she's just like, yeah, I don't know if I can promise that I'll be carnivore forever, but I can do it today. I can do it tomorrow. I can say that I'm going to do it the next day. Like I can look that far in the future and plan, but sometimes it's hard to say 5 years from now I'm going to be a carnivore, because you just don't know. Like you don't know what your world is going to be. We might be in a horrible famine in 5 years and not have any meat. So how can you say that?
Absolutely.
But yeah, so yeah, I thought that was really good. We can plan for today. We can live in the moment with this and just be like, I can do this today.
Yeah. If as long as you wake up and you have a plan, like, because you can plan from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, and you can get up thinking, what am I going to have for breakfast? Am I going to eat? Am I going to continue my fast from when I slept? Am I going to make good choices with what I'm drinking? Like all those little details you have complete control over.
Yep.
Right.
All right.
Absolutely. We are the captain of our own ship, as Carrie would say.
That's right.
I like to say I craft my own life because I like art.
That's awesome. That's cute. I like that one.
Yeah, I've been catching some of your paintings in the backgrounds of your videos and pictures that you posted.
Yeah, my mom's an art teacher, so she'd love that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I dabble in it. Like that's what I say. I don't know what I'm doing. I have doodles because like when I on my personal page, which I don't really update anymore, but I I started like social media because I was very private and I was very depressed for all those years, and I was like, I need to find something that's gonna like lighten my spirit. So I got into painting and drawing. After my whole life, everyone was like, "Oh, you're bad at this. Why would you do that?" Like from friends who knew I liked the idea of drawing and they were very good. It's like, so obviously not very good friends, but it's just so much fun and it feels good. But I haven't done it in like a year, so
it's amazing how healing art can be. There's a lot of different kinds of arts. Like making videos is a type of art as well, and it's creative, and that's why they call them content creators. Creating things. But yeah, it's really fun to be able to express yourself in that way. Natalie said another comment, not the one that's pinned, but she said that if I've tried sparkling water in place of Diet Coke, I have, and I'm still working my way off of Diet Coke, but I do like sparkling water, just not as much as the Diet Coke, so it still like pulls me in. So working on it. But thank you. I love Topo Chico. Would recommend if you want a good brand for sparkling water. It's delicious.
Yeah, I've been hearing people talk about Topo Chico. I haven't tried it yet.
Heard it from Penberry himself, the king himself. I heard it from him, and yeah, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try that. Yeah, it's in a glass bottle. I think that's part of the reason why it's so good. Yeah, it's not the cheapest of all the options, but it is good.
Yeah.
There's a channel called, I think it's Flav City, and he did a short, like he talks about like a lot about the ingredients and how like food is processed and stuff like that. And he has a really great short about sparkling water. I really recommend you see it because there's a lot of really bad ingredients in a lot of them. I used to like there was one I used to drink that's like 99 cents in a bottle like this, and it was like called Polar or something like that, and it apparently has really bad ingredients that I obviously don't remember. So I was like, I'm glad I stopped drinking that.
What was his name again?
It's
Flav City?
Yeah, FLAV and City. He makes really good videos. And he also has an app where like you can scan the barcodes and things, and then it will show you like the bad ingredients in it. It's still like in a work on, I guess like a beta technically, but it's pretty cool. I don't know. Wow. I use it because I'm a little crunchy. Have you ever heard of like being a crunchy mom?
Oh my gosh, I watch a girl that's called, the channel's Really Very Crunchy.
Yeah,
her channel cracks me up so much.
She's
and I
like
love it.
The satire
I'm like,
version of it, but it's true. Yeah,
but she's also crunchy in real life, so it's like that's why she has all the knowledge, but she's like making fun of crunchy people at the same time. Like it's really funny. But I'm like, I like relate to her so much now. I'm like, take me 5 years ago, that would not have been, I would not have been like anything that way. I would have been like, who is this crazy person that looks at the ingredients on a Pop-Tart? Like, just eat the Pop-Tarts. Why would you actually look at the ingredients? I keep talking about Pop-Tarts, so it's just because like, if I were to eat a Pop-Tart, I'd probably binge the whole box. Not now, but like, if I like back then, I would have been like going back to the cabinet because they're just so addicting. So much sugar,
I ate too.
Carbs. You had Pop-Tarts every morning too?
Yeah, when I was a kid. Yeah, I was a kid.
Good.
Like we weren't like
they
too much of a cereal family. We're more like Pop-Tarts and those kind of Eggos. Oh my god.
Anything easy, right? Whatever was easy, not whatever was the best for your kids. Like, and that's kind of where I want to go to, and I want to teach my little boys how to be healthy. Like, that's important to me. So
Cocoa Pebbles was my jam when I was little, but
I didn't like it because it got so soggy.
Yeah,
I was a Fruity Pebbles girl, so I totally know. I just went more fruity, and you were more cocoa-y. So
you just pop the milk when it's all done. So it's.
Yeah, I mean, there is like euphoria in thinking about those foods because you're younger. Like it makes you think about your nostalgia growing up. Like even 2 years ago, I was still eating 5 bowls of that. When I would sit down and eat a bowl, I'd be like, this is delicious. And then,
Right.
you know,
Of course, it's good for
Yeah.
me. I'm having milk and I'm having
yeah,
Green Nut Cheerios or whatever.
300 grams of sugar, but like, no one would have told me that at the time. Yeah, I was sugar though, guys, it's so addicting. I was looking up I think I mentioned this to you guys. I was looking up the allotted amount of sugar per day, like the recommended dose of sugar per day for just like a woman, like a human adult woman was about 24, 25 grams a day. And then I remember looking at a 16-ounce Gatorade. It had 39 freaking grams of sugar in that one drink. And I see people drink 8 of those, like 3 of those, just in a sitting. And I'm like, holy Hannah.
Oh yeah.
They don't know. They don't know. And I just,
My
you know.
my friend, I have a lot of my friends and I were all like nerdy, and so like whenever there was like a D&D game, there was like always so many liters of soda, and then they would mix it with alcohol, like liquor, and it was just like how there was this one guy. He was I won't obviously not say his name, but he was over 400 pounds, and he was known for carrying a Mountain Dew liter bottle with him everywhere he went, and it was just like it's awful, so sad. I pray for him.
No.
No. I went to the grocery store today, and I think they must have had pop on sale. We call it pop here in Indiana, because everybody's grocery cart had 4 or 5 12-packs of Coke or Dr. Pepper or Sprite or
all of the above.
Orange. Yeah, they were all loaded down.
Did they also have 8 bags of Doritos next to it?
Yeah, all the chips. Definitely.
They had chips. They had
whatever chip was on sale that week, probably.
Buy one, get one in some stores.
That was me.
When you walk in the door of our Kroger, to the left is a popcorn station where they make cheese corn and caramel corn. So they get you coming right in the store. And almost everybody had a big bucket thing of caramel corn in their cart. A lot of people did.
Was that around Christmas time? Is that what you said?
No, it was today.
Today.
Oh, today. I was thinking of like those tubs that have like the cheddar and then the regular and then like the
I think
caramel.
he means it makes it fresh. They have like a fresh
made it
popcorn
fresh.
machine.
I mean,
and
yeah, that would be better.
They keep it going
Not
all
much.
day in there. The whole store smells like caramel corn and yeah, it
would smell good. I'd be okay to smell it.
makes you hungry and it
Walk
makes
right
you buy
past,
more
yeah.
food. I think that's their strategy.
Let's go grab some more meat from the meat department. Throw that in our cart.
I had a cart of steaks and eggs and butter and shrimp.
That's delicious. That's a great cart.
Yeah, we went grocery shopping today too.
I should have grabbed some Topo Chico. I didn't think.
Oh, next time. Low carb carnivore said when I did cereal, it was by the mixing bowls full, like a whole mixing bowl. That cracked me up.
Tiny spoon.
Just like a little baby spoon.
Yeah, a little one.
But you had to get like the really big like Malto-Meal bag of it and then dump it into the mixing bowl and then get a whole gallon of milk or like maybe half a gallon,
Way behind on the chat here.
No, you're good. It's kind of lower to the end for the low carb carnivore comment. And then Whitney had a question later on. Maybe you already said, but are all of your spouses doing carnivore with you? I thought that was a good question.
Do you guys want to start?
You got that one. So I'll start. My husband is kind of doing carnivore with me. It just depends. That was really high pitched. It just depends on the day. So he has lost weight though, and it's really cool to see. He's never done full carnivore before with me, but I did a video where I made him a bunch of like carnivore lunches that he could take to work with him. I wouldn't say that they were like perfect carnivore because I'm still like, getting there, but they were much better than any lunches or lean cuisine that you can buy or whatever. So he's been taking those to work, and it's been nice because I don't have to like think about lunches. I just say, hey, they're in the freezer, go grab one. And
he's eating cleaner. That's the important.
Yeah, and then he eats dinner with me, but there's times when he like eats lunch because he forgot to bring one, so he goes to like Subway, or he goes out to lunch with his boss. So
would you say he's more low carb? Would you say he's more low carb?
Maybe. It just depends on the day. Some days he's not at all. Like when we went on vacation, he was eating all of the stuff. But I did really well. I was really proud of myself. I did really well. I think I ate like one mushroom on accident because it was on my burger when I went to Five Guys. But I was like, that's pretty good. It's fine.
No.
I was very proud of myself for not wanting to. Well, I wanted to, but I didn't eat the fries. I thought about it, but I was like, no. At least they're fried in peanut oil, so it's better than like canola, but still.
I love what Low Carb Carnivore said. He says, let's face it, most of us might never be at that Dr. Chafee level of strict carnivore. Well, that man is a machine.
He is a machine.
Oh, he's cool. I like him a lot, but I don't think I'll ever be at that level. You're right.
I feel like I'm getting there. I'm getting to Dr. Chafee levels. Like,
because I could see that. Well, and you're trying to heal your rosacea, and you're trying to heal a lot of specific things that you know what triggers those specific things. Mm-hmm. So I think that's helpful, or at least you're trying to figure out specifically exactly what triggers it, like the salt that you're trying to take out of your diet.
I did switch, and I'm using less of it, so we'll see how it goes. Also, it doesn't help that the sun where I live is just so hot and so humid, and the temperature just messes up. Oh my gosh! So when I made a video today going to Costco, and the manager was like so judgmental of me because I was returning you guys have seen it, returning all the last 5%, like Dr. Chafee says, of my plants out of my life. And I was like, I'm returning these to Costco. And she looked at me, she's like, why are you returning all these things? And I was like, well, I have them. It's like, I've learned I'm on an elimination diet, and I've learned that I am very sensitive to seasonings and oils and carbohydrates. And look at my face. This food is what caused this. And she was like, rude. So
people don't know. That's the thing. People just don't know. They don't understand. They haven't learned what we've learned. And that's why we need to share. And that's why we need to be here sharing what we know, because we've learned it and we're ahead of the curve, which is awesome for us. But it is better that we can help other people that need the knowledge that we have, even if we're not perfect at it, even if we don't know everything. Like I don't know all the oxalates. I don't know all the things.
Yeah.
I know that there are some bad things and there's some good things, and I'm learning the good things right now, and I'm also learning the bad things and trying to separate those and keep only the good. I don't know which hand I used for good, but whichever one I used for good, I'm trying to keep only the good things. And so we need to share what we know is good. I try and do that with my family. Like there's some like my husband's family, they eat a lot of canola oil by eating margarine. They call it butter in their house. And I say, is it butter or is it fake butter? And they say, well, I don't really want to tell you, because they know that I think it's trash.
Right.
Because it is trash. It's just, and then they try and feed it to my toddler. And I'm just like, no, he can't have that. But it'll take some time to get him like completely weaned off of carbs, or even just off of those kinds of foods, like
it took my daughter 6 months. It took my daughter 6 months, and now she's full on carnivore. Like she is straight up lying.
Strawberries. She likes.
Yeah, but we ran out 2 days. We ran out 2 days ago, and she's not said anything.
She's not mentioned them.
No,
that's cool.
She's like, I want burgers. She just wants burgers. She wants burger for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I'm like, you're lying diet, baby.
Hey, girl. If you'll eat burgers, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're set, man. Just add a little bit of butter in there, and you're good.
Oh, yeah. You should go back to Whitney.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, going back to your Costco experience, even though you may have touched a nerve with that lady who took your returns, you never know. She may be going through something herself, and you saying what you did because you're trying to heal yourself and eliminate things, you may have just given her some food for thought that she's going to take home with her. And even though she may have
Always
seen
the
it at
goal.
the time, she may have something going on here in the back of her head later on thinking, I wonder if what that lady said at the store today, I wonder if that would work for me. Yeah, you never know how what you say is how it's gonna touch people.
Oh, thank you. You're just planting the seeds. We need to think of like a carnivore equivalent. Like, I don't know. Can't think of one. So,
Well, you know, a lot of us go through things where we'll get weird looks. You know, if we got all meat on our plate and we're at a restaurant or a social gathering or a family picnic or something, and or a business lunch, and you're sitting with people you don't know, and you're eating butter out of a cup and meat, and, you know, and you get weird looks from people, and you know, sometimes you say what you're doing, and sometimes they can take that home with them.
For sure.
So,
Yeah.
when I was fishing my bass tournament yesterday, the guy who I was fishing with, we rode together. So we had like an hour-long drive there and an hour-long drive home later. And he told me that he noticed that I had lost some weight and asked what I was doing. And I told him about my channel and the changes we were making. And we've known each other for a long time. So he's seen me big. And so I just told him what I was doing. And then he just started opening up about all these issues that he's having and things that his wife is going through and being on medication for depression and anxiety and not sleeping well and having problems in the bathroom, irritable bowel, and all that stuff. And I just started, I'm like, just check, all these things there that he was talking about. I'm like, carnivore will help with that. It'll help with that. It'll help with that. It'll help with that.
How did he react to that? Did you say?
Oh, yeah. And he was texting me today. He was at the store looking at stuff. And he was like, is this the kind of butter I want? Is this the kind of salt that I want? Is this the kind of, and I'm like, yes. Yeah. So
awesome.
it's sinking in. So, well, I guess I should answer the spouse carnivore.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Brett, why don't you answer that?
Yeah.
So,
how's your wife doing, Brett?
She is not carnivore. She is kind of and has her own kind of independent mind about things and what she wants to do. And she doesn't really want to be like coached by me, I guess. And I understand that, you know, she doesn't want to, you know, go along with everything that I'm doing or whatever. And she just wants to forge her own path on it. And she's got some weight to lose. And she's doing GOLO. If you've ever seen the TV commercials, I heard them today when we had the TV on. They had like a little infomercial thing going, and it's basically like a Weight Watchers version of what keto is. And then they have like a supplement pill with like some herbs and stuff that's supposed to do something magical in your body to make it all work. But it's really just cleaning up your diet and, you know, eating fruits and vegetables. And I went through this pamphlet that she had of all the stuff, and she was annoyed that I was reading her material, but I just wanted to go through it and everything. And I'm like, you know, I was just pointing out all the good things that they were going to have her do. And she's been doing well and lost like 20 pounds in the last 2 months.
Your wife sounds
awesome.
like me. Your wife sounds like me. I can be kind of stubborn. Like if I'm doing something and I'm really focused, I'm like, don't come in my bubble. I'm working on something. Don't.
Yeah. And I respect that.
Yeah, I'm a little like that. I'm trying not to be, but I get her. I get her.
We're on the same level. I lost about 20 pounds in the last 2 months too.
Great.
Yay.
All right. Well, let's see if
I didn't answer the question.
Any more questions?
Oh, she didn't answer the spouse question.
I have to say it.
Oh yes, go.
We're
I think I know the answer.
Family. That's it. Yeah, my husband started about like 2 months ago. And it's so funny. He was like, I think I'm gonna have some coffee today. He hadn't had any. And then after he had like a nice filling breakfast and then he went to go drink the coffee, he was like, oh, this is disgusting. Like he had like a cup. He's like, this is disgusting. I hate it. And then he was in the bathroom. So no more coffee for him. That's been cut out. And I don't drink coffee also. So we're fine. I feel like after all these months, because back in January is when I kind of really started this with my son. So it's been 8 months now, like of slowly like weaning everybody off, including myself. And so it's been a process for sure. But
it's fantastic that you can do that.
Yeah, that's really great.
My kids are 16 and 12, and they're they're sugar powered people right now. Although I'm trying to encourage them to do better and just to think about what they're eating more and make better choices. And it's a struggle. It's an ongoing thing.
Just take it day by day.
Thing is to know I just want them to know that I notice, and I want them to be conscious of their choices.
I think that's fair. I think you're doing the right thing.
Hey, Robin, welcome to the chat. She was in Homestead House thing yesterday. And he had everybody on talking about the foods that they like, and they had to like shove 3 or 4 of us in at the last minute, and it was me and Robin and I think a couple other people that were in there. So she's got a new channel talking about her and her family, and so yeah, definitely go check her out. And
I've been watching her channel.
I saw she picked up a bunch of new, almost doubled her subs since yesterday. So yay!
Speaking of someone doing really awesome with subscribers, Ellie was seen on Homestead How recently, if you didn't know. She's awesome. What are you at now? Like 900 almost?
I don't know. I could check real quick. I'm so red. Oh my gosh.
Sorry. I didn't mean to make your 878 is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. I still honestly
Awesome.
Cannot believe it. Like
16 videos, that's awesome.
Thank you. It's like the way I found Carrie was I just wrote a comment on, I think it was like the one with the zombie as the thumbnail, and I was just like, my children will never be addicted to sugar. I'm going to do everything I can. I just wrote you heard my story, and he was like, and I got so many comments from people, like 140 comments or something like that. And I was like, whoa, what is going on? I didn't have a YouTube channel or anything at that time. Or maybe I did, or maybe I just started. I don't remember. But then he was like, email me. I must have had a YouTube channel. I want to interview you. And then that's where we started corresponding through email. And it's just been a whirlwind. And I'm so thankful that he not only picked up, that he thought about that I was doing well, and he wanted to talk to me and share it with everybody. And he's so generous. He's so generous with his time. Like, he's literally the same person. Like, he hopped on. He's like, hey, sorry, I was a little busier, but I'm so excited to talk. Let me know when you're ready. And I'm like, wait, he's like the same person. Am I watching a live stream? It was so cool.
That's really awesome. Yeah.
Well, and you've got a really great story. I mean, because you're doing it, and your family's doing it, and you're raising your kids with it. And I'm sure that's going to be of great interest to him, that having that angle in the carnivore movie. And I'm sure he'd probably invite you to be part of it if you wanted to.
He asked me during the interview if I was interested, and I was like, yeah, as long as you don't show the faces of the kids, because I
right. Yeah.
Private. Yeah, but I was like, yeah, come on now. My husband said yes, let's do it. Think it'd be fun.
Well, and I think he understands that because he was showing the that movie in his theater. What's the movie called?
Oh, Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom. Thank you. I'm like, I know what it's about, and I know what the name is until I want to say the name out loud to other people, and then I forget. But yeah, I think he would know. Like, yeah, showing our children is probably not the best thing. I have another channel where I have shown my children a little bit, and I need to not do that anymore. It's been something I've been thinking about a lot lately. So
it's so hard not to share them because they're so cute.
they're precious. They're so precious, but they are worth
the
keeping
protection.
safe.
Absolutely. I'm
Yep.
all about that, girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too hard to blur out their faces, even if you want to show like a really sweet moment, because I know you get them all the time on your videos.
Yep. No, I need to do that more for sure. So,
right. So Whitney, my husband is carnivore, trying to switch my boys to at least keto. Can't control so much what they get at school and church. 2 brothers-in-laws and a sis are doing it too, and a niece. All right. So yeah, you can't really. I mean, with your kids at school, I mean, you could send them to lunch. You could send a lunch with them to school, so they're not having to eat a school meal while they're there. I mean, that's a possibility if they're willing to do it. But that's great, and I think keto for kids is perfectly acceptable. I'd be thrilled if both my kids were doing just keto. I think
yeah.
Thrilled with that.
I'm gonna preface that though, not just keto, meat-based keto.
Meat-based keto. Right.
Keto can be. There's a lot of keto foods that aren't meat-based and aren't animal-based, and I think that's the biggest component is adding those animal foods into your diet and taking out the crap. That's also a big component as well.
Absolutely.
That's a big part of it.
But if you fill up on meat, then you have less room for the other stuff. So start with the meat.
Oh, yeah.
I on my channel I have like my little banner and it says but first meat instead of like but first coffee. It's like but first meat. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just it made me laugh because it's just you got to eat meat first. That's the first thing. I mean, eggs can also be thrown in there if you can tolerate them. I know some people can't. Ellie is one of them. And have you tried doing just yolks? I'm wondering.
No,
because I hear that most of it's just egg whites for most people.
I just want to like try to stick to like the ruminant meats
the
right
land
now.
Diet.
Just as close as I can. Like I still have shrimp. I guess like it's sea lion technically.
Yeah, sea lion diet. I like that. That's cool.
I think cool Kip talked about, or no, Brett, you talked about that.
But I got it from
Kip. Diet?
Yeah, Kip.
Oh, okay.
I got it from the Carnivore Kip Barbecue and Cast Iron.
Yeah, he's cool.
He is.
It's awesome how many new carnivore channels are starting lately. It's awesome.
It's great. That's how we're going to get the word out there to people.
Yeah, I think so. Even if we only speak to 200 people when we make a video, it's 200 people that needed that message that day. Yeah. You know, so even if it's 2 people, 1 person, it's worth it. So.
Well, this is a great segue into one of my other topics. Where do you see your channel going in the future?
Ellie, you answer first. I've been answering first too much.
Oh, okay. You're good. So what I envisioned my channel to be in general is I really want to make a community, like where people feel like they can come to my videos and connect with me either personally or make friends. And maybe one day we'll actually make like a group and have like consultation sessions. But that's way in the future. But
it might be that far in the future. It might not be.
Maybe. I don't know. I do have a lot of visions, and I do like when I think about, since I've especially been on carnivore, I've been tapping into this, I don't know if it's like a skill or a gift that I have, but when I'm coming up with like videos and like I can see the thumbnail that's going to be made. I can see how the video is going to be played out. And so I'm like, okay, I can see it. I just have to take the steps in order to do that. So I would love to just keep doing what I'm doing now, but on a greater scale. I think that would be like, just keep going up from there. And I want to make content that really inspires people and makes carnivore realistic. I don't want it to be something scary. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
That's awesome.
That's it.
Yeah, and
Sorry, I had
for
to
me-
text my husband to make sure the baby's okay.
Yeah, and for me, for my channel, I just want to keep putting keep putting the carnivore message out there, positivity. I want my channel to be about, people sharing experiences, me sharing the things that I've learned. And then, about grilling and smoking meats and stuff. I really like doing that, like Kip does. And I want to do some more videos on that. And I just, I want to be, I just love this community, and I feel a need to be part of it and to continue to contribute to it in some fashion. And I'm sure that'll probably evolve over time, but I just want to keep putting the message out there as long as people want to hear me talk about it.
And I think that'll be a long time as long as you're willing to share.
Yeah. Actually, I'm getting ready to make a video and share something big. So
Ollie is here.
hey,
Hi.
welcome, Alia. Thank you for coming.
I love her channel. She's awesome.
Oh, me too. I emailed her and I was like, "Can we be friends?" Just like I did to you, Lindsay. It's like
You're
Your
just getting all the new friends. It's awesome. Everyone needs to know each other. It's really fun. For my channel though, I started a minimalism channel, and that, well, technically it like evolved into a minimalism channel. And so I felt like when I started doing carnivore, I didn't feel like it really merged in with my minimalism videos and stuff. And maybe one day I'll merge them just because it'll just be like me doing me. But right now I kind of felt like I needed to pull apart from it and do just ketovore content, meat-based eating content. I think it's really just me focusing on showing that you can do meat-based eating with kids, and you can do it. And meat really does heal your body to get yourself past a miscarriage and getting pregnant and doing all these things. I just kind of want to be able to be a friend to those people that need it. And yeah, Ellie. And it's just a lot of fun to meet people. And
I can't do it.
oh, you tried really hard though. That was cute.
Something like that, man.
Yeah. You got to do the
I'm a
hard.
Gen Xer. We don't do
it with the. What am I doing? I can't do it looking at the camera because I'm putting the fingers the wrong way. But it has wings if you do that.
I love you.
Love you guys. I've done a lot of hearts in this one. I don't normally do that, but I've been doing it a lot lately,
What
apparently.
do the Koreans do? They do like this or something.
I had to look up what crispy was earlier.
Is it this one?
They
This
do
is like
something with their
this is like
fingers.
the kids. This is like the young kids, which I'm not now. My niece was like, "What is this?"
Oh no.
I'm like, okay, I'm old.
Millennial, how
All
dare
right,
you.
just because I'm turning 30 this year. Okay, fine.
I had to look up what crispy meant. So when you guys were talking about being crispy.
Crunchy.
Or crunchy. What is
Yeah.
I don't know what crispy is. I feel like that would be something to do with like
Crispy is what
onion
bacon
chips or
is.
something.
Crunchy.
Oh yeah, bacon. Okay, bacon chips.
Crunchy is like
not
where-
potato chips. Bacon chips.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Crunchy, like just real quick, crunchy is basically like where you are trying to be as natural as possible. You stay away from chemicals. Like I cloth diaper my kids. That's probably the most crunchy thing I do. It's like you try to reduce your waste.
Crunchy as you probably. I want to get there though.
Yeah, like you can do simple changes like cloth napkins instead of buying napkins, and then avoiding paper products as much as possible. You can do very little things.
Yeah. I think I've learned over like even just watching like the Minimal Mom and stuff, it really does show like you can do things without having all of the things. So you need to like bear down and get like the cloth things that will last you a longer time than buying a roll of paper towels, even though I still do that. But yeah, one day I'll be crunchier. I would not bode well with really very crunchy's friends. They'd be like, what's this?
They're
what's
so
that?
judgmental. They're so
Oh yeah, her friends are. It's the parody channel we're talking about again.
Yeah, sorry.
she
a
does
good- yeah.
crunchy parody, and like she's like, "Oh no, Juniper's mom's coming over. My house isn't crunchy enough."
Oh,
She's like going around her house trying to hide all her non-crunchy
Yeah.
items, and yeah, that would be me for sure.
You know, making flower crowns and like having like
Yeah.
she was making like sidewalk chalk that was like all made of mud and they're all brown. So she was like, "This is chocolate. This is chestnut. This is like." Sorry, Brett. Let's move on.
oh,
Let's move
Crunchy
on.
Carnivore would be a
Alia-
good channel name. Somebody want to be Crunchy Carnivore?
Crunchy Carnivore, that would be good.
good-
I'm not quite
good
crunchy enough,
channel.
but maybe you could do it, or someone in the comments if you don't have a
Yeah,
channel
crap.
name and you're
A channel
thinking of
name
starting a new
is
channel and
If
you're
You
crunchy.
are crunchy and you are carnivore.
If
Maybe
you
you can be the Crunchy Carnivore.
if you like your bacon crunchy. Alia says, "Smash the like, y'all." That's what we'll end. That's what one of the last comments. But yes, awesome. Thank
Hey,
you for
Woodster.
saying that.
Hi, Woodster.
It's been fun. Oh, hi, Woodster. I don't think I know you yet, but it's nice to see you.
I've seen him on some of Carrie's lives. He's hopped on.
Awesome.
He's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of like Natalie Spencer and Low Carb Carnivore and Alia, obviously, and
Hopefully Carnivore Scott will
Robin.
jump in pretty soon.
Lots of people I've seen. And obviously Homestead How was here for a second. I'm still like, woohoo, party. That was cool. Hey, Carrie, if you're ever going to pop back in, we'd welcome you back with open arms.
The man's got to eat, you know.
He was going to go get a big steak, I'm sure. Like maybe even like a tomahawk. I could see him just chow down on a tomahawk.
We bought
I
a
could see me.
tomahawk once.
I
It's
could
so
see me
good.
chow down on a tomahawk.
Who wouldn't? It's so
Oh,
delicious.
make that so.
so
So
good.
good.
Here's a good question. What carnivore doctor do you hope to meet one day?
Oh, I wonder if all of us have the same answer.
Ken Berry.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the
Ken
trifecta.
Berry.
There's the
Yeah.
like. I mean,
Well, if you meet Ken, then you're probably gonna meet Nisha, and she's awesome too.
she's
Yeah.
so cool.
You know,
we all want to be Nisha.
Anthony Chafee's awesome too, and Dr. Kiltz. I really love Dr. Kiltz because he is promoting women's health specifically and fertility, and that that speaks to me specifically.
It's probably not a mistake that you got pregnant when you did, because Kiltz tells
Yeah.
women,
Keto
you
got
know,
me pregnant. It's
carnivore
Oh no, it was
causes
100%.
fertility.
So me and my sister started carnivore at like the same time, like I mentioned earlier. Me and her started at the same time. I got pregnant the first month. She got pregnant the second month. So
Wow.
we
Yeah.
both have babies like 3 or 4 weeks apart. I can't remember exactly. Yeah. So my baby was
cute.
born on the 16th and her baby was the 13th. And so it was like, 1 month apart basically. So
That's amazing. They're gonna
I know,
grow up
like-
so close. They're
yeah,
gonna
we
be
both we're like the same person. So we both tried to stick to carnivore, but then we both kind of slipped. She stayed a little bit better than I did, like, but still both got a little bit of the bad foods back in our diets just because of the meat aversion we both had around the same time. I got it first though.
Are you guys full siblings?
Yeah. So I have 4 older siblings, 3 sisters and 1 brother, and it was two girls, a boy, and then 2 girls. So my poor brother.
Big family.
Yeah, we do have a big family. And so most of my siblings, 2 of my sisters live here in Utah with me. And then my brother lives in California. And my sister that I talk about lives in North Carolina. So we're kind of spread out, but it's a lot of fun. Big
How many
family.
siblings do you have, Brett?
I have none.
Oh, only child.
And my
You're
mother.
spoiled with all your Cocoa Pebbles.
And my mother
was your box.
too. Yeah. So I have a very small family, although my wife has a big Catholic family. And her dad was, I think, one of 11, and her mom was one of 9. So there's so many people at her family reunion that every branch of the family has to wear a different colored T-shirt.
That's
Where,
awesome.
like, we all wear like gray ones. Some people from one branch will all wear red ones or green ones or yellow ones, just so we can keep
Right.
track of who's in what like arm of the family. It's insane. So
I was almost an only child. I made it till age 10, and then my sister came in. And so we're 10 years apart, but we're so close. We're so close. She lives
awesome.
like 3 or 4 hours away from me with her husband. I miss her
Are
every
you guys
day.
able to get together often?
Yeah, she's gonna come next week.
Yay!
So let's go.
I'm jealous. I wish my sister lived that close, the one
Oh,
that I talk to all the time. But she lives in North Carolina and I'm in Utah, so it's like it's like
you
there's a
should do
little
a
bit of space
video.
between us.
They should have her over for dinner and make her a big carnivore dinner and sit her down
Oh,
and put the camera at her and say, you know, what do you think of our dinner here today? You know, I'm sure she knows what you're doing with your diet.
which sister are you talking? Who are you talking to? Me or Ellie?
Ellie's sister.
oh
Ellie's
yeah.
sister. Okay. Yeah, I'm like my sister does carnivore, so she'd be like, "This is great."
Yeah, my sister, she has a lot of health issues, unfortunately. She has
Oh.
Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which means that she has like the connective tissues in her body are always like dislocating, and she has POTS, and she has a lot of health problems, and she's currently working with the Mayo Clinic, and she's also like a personal trainer, even though she has that, and she's also like a training. She either is a nutritionalist or she's had some certification in nutrition, so she doesn't necessarily agree with what I'm doing, but she knows that I have she says, I know the importance of meat, I know the importance of salt, and I know the importance of fat. And you, Ellie, you probably have a genetic disposition to doing better on those foods, because obviously eating the other way was causing so much chaos in your life. So she's meeting me more than halfway. So my mom, all she did was, after she saw my interview with Carrie, she was just like, when were we ever in poverty? And I was like, I never said we were in poverty. I was so mad at her. Sorry, drama. I got triggered.
No, you're good.
I was like,
Well, Woodster's
You're
got a
good.
question. He's
yeah,
always
let's move
got
on,
a
please.
question. Before starting carnivore, what part of it was the hardest to understand or learn for you?
Before starting
I would
carnivore,
say for me, the hardest part would be to learn my protein to fat ratios that worked for me.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Because I found out that I need, and Dr. Kiltz confirmed this because he answered my question in one of his lives, that I need a higher fat diet because I'm still very insulin resistant. So high protein diet could, you know, cause gluconeogenesis and my blood sugars to go up when I have too much protein, which I've found out is true. So I need to be a little more fat heavy than protein.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think more people don't realize how much fat you actually need. Like you need more fat than you think you do.
Yeah.
I think, especially to stay satiated and to stay on
I think it's
track
like
with
either a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1 ratio you should kind of like go for.
Yeah, I've heard the 80-20 rule too, where you do
Yeah,
80% fat and 20% protein, which seems like a lot, but it's like
that's
grams versus
a lot of
grams. So
people. Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of
80% of
older
calories.
women
Fat.
need that.
Yeah.
A lot of
Mhm.
older women.
Yeah, you could go off of calories too, I think, right? Like calories in your protein versus
I've
calories
got
in your fat.
80% of calories from fat and 20 from protein, not 80% fat and 20% protein, because then we'd be just eating sticks of butter all day.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I meant like either grams or calories specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah. Don't just not by looking at how much it is.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a
'Cause
convoluted topic.
fat is a lot of your calories. Like that's really where you're getting your calories from. Like if you put the ribeye, if you put a ribeye into a calorie, if you're trying to figure out how many calories it is, the fat is what's really making it super high in calories. It's like 1,000 calories or something for a ribeye steak.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's probably about 80-20. Like I bet 80% of the calories are from fat in a ribeye steak. Oh, I can't eat a ribeye. I want a ribeye right now.
We had a lamb leg.
We already ate
today.
dinner, but I'm like, I could eat a ribeye anyway.
Yeah, lamb is like really high in fat too, and it's
Oh
just
yeah, I need to
especially,
try
like,
some
like,
lamb.
oh man. But I guess I'll answer the question too. The hardest part to understand or learn, I feel like I had a pretty good grasp about what being in the ketogenic state is when I did keto. So that wasn't the hardest part. I think learning that like learning what it means to actually be hungry. So when I was doing carnivore, I was like, sometimes I would hear my stomach rumble, and I was like, I've never in my life heard my stomach rumble because I was constantly eating. And now it's like when I wake up in the morning, I'm actually not hungry. Before, I think I was just used to like having my coffee and then having my food and just like the whole like the habit of doing it, the ritual of doing it. And so like removing all that stuff and all the addictions that I had, then it was like, okay, well, it's just me and my body. So it's my stomach, this is my mind. And so I think just learning that I'm not going to be hungry all the time. And it's kind of like a really nice thing, learning to eat until you're comfortably stuffed. That was the thing I learned from Dr. Chafee. He's like, when the food starts tasting bad, and if you're just eating pure carnivore, it's like then you're probably good to stop. If not, you just keep eating, and that's like a huge shift from calorie counting and working out constantly, like all the do cardio all the time, and like that was a big mental shift in the best direction for me.
That's great. All right. Whitney wants to know if I'm going to Keto Palooza. I would love to, because it's only 2 hours away from my house down in Louisville, Kentucky. Awesome. But unfortunately, I've been to like too many things this year and spent money on other stuff. So wife said, not this year. So maybe next year. If they have it next year, I'll go next year. But it would be a chance to meet.
I don't see that thing going away. I think that's going to keep going for a long time.
Yeah. So, no, unfortunately not this year, but I would love to go down there and meet Dr. Barry and everything.
Can you imagine taking a picture with him? Just be like,
that would be really cool.
So cool.
And who else is there? Who else would be there? There's
everybody.
Yeah, Kelly Hogan.
Kelly Hogan.
And
I would love
Laura Spath. I bet Laura Spath would go. They're awesome. Yeah. I would love to go meet all of them.
Lives over in Arizona though, so I don't know if she would make she'd have to fly.
Yeah, she might not. She might not go all the way. Maybe she might. I don't know.
But I think doesn't Kelly Hogan live in Tennessee or something?
I think Kelly Hogan lives near like Canberra. I think they live pretty near each other, if I remember.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and they're as equally south of Louisville as I am north of it. So it's not a big deal for them to go. So
I was so jealous when I learned about the low carb cruise. I was like, that sounds like so much fun. I love
and the fact that they'd serve low carb foods too. Like that's awesome. Not a lot of places do that.
Yeah, and then you would like go to seminars and stuff. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Natalie, thank you. I know, girl.
Is your sister not wanting to do it then?
She, like I said, she's working with the Mayo Clinic, and so she's going that route.
Yeah.
Right.
She also like has a hard time with keeping weight on. And so she actually tried to like just eat more meat, and she started losing weight. She's already very low.
Was she eating enough fat? Because I know that you can lose weight if you're not eating.
She eats a lot of butter. I know that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm not there. But,
right. You can't know how much someone's actually eating unless you're like literally watching them the whole time, and then it gets really awkward.
Yeah.
It's like, I have a friend.
It's really awkward when someone just sits and watches you eat all day long. So.
Yeah. I have a friend with POTS, and that's a tricky thing to navigate. And she's considered it. She knows about keto and carnivore and all the things, but Yeah, it's tricky. And I've heard, I think one person asked Dr. Berry or Dr. Chafee about POTS, and they didn't really give much of an answer. They really weren't able to speak to it very much. So it'd be a nice thing somebody to drill down into and see, if it would be beneficial for them or not.
Yeah.
Which
Right.
Dr. Berry says if you're converting oxygen into CO2, then carnivores,
Carnivores
ideal,
for
but
you.
carnivores for you.
Let's
but-
just, keep the rhyme going. If you're creating CO2, carnivores for you.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Sean Baker's another.
And we should
doctor
eat
I'd like
eat
to-
things that also create CO2 as well, like cows
Yeah.
and chickens.
All right. Got one more topic we can cover real quick. We're coming up on an hour and 40 minutes in.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to head out soon. I can hear my toddler crying, "Mommy!"
Oh, that was
So
my
I need to
daughter.
go- I'll need to go in a minute.
Okay. Well, what was your toughest give up? Switching from the sad American diet to carnivore now.
I would say probably Fruity Pebbles or Pop Tarts.
Yeah.
That was hard at the time. Yeah, especially when I was pregnant and I was craving those things. And I did give in and regretted it immediately. It was like
Yeah.
the worst days of my pregnancy is when I would give in to those things. And yeah, I would always go back to low carb. I was just like, I can't do this. This is awful. So yeah, probably like the really sugary, fruity, crappy treats that just you want to just put in your mouth because they look and taste really good, but
Yeah.
they are not good for you. Yeah. What about you, Ellie?
I really miss. It's so funny. I don't miss a lot of foods from standard American diet. I actually miss a lot of carnivore foods because I have been eliminating. Like my husband ate eggs this morning, and I was just like, I miss eggs. I love eggs. I miss.
I like the ease of eggs. Eggs are easy. But
I
yeah,
miss it.
I'm
So,
sorry.
I mean, I had so many addictions to food. I could say, and I grew up like in my younger years were in New York, so I can say I miss pizza, I miss Chinese food, but then I really think about it, and I'm just disgusted by it, honestly. So I miss eggs. There. That's my answer.
And maybe I should take mine back because maybe Diet Coke's mine because I haven't given it up yet.
You'll get there.
I'll get there. Kelly Hogan drank Diet Coke for a long time while she was doing carnivore. So I'm like, I can take my time.
Mhm.
Well, for me, kind of bouncing off of what Lindsay said about convenience. I miss the convenience of bread
Oh
to
yeah.
make, because look at all the foods that you can make and have with bread. It's just the convenience of having a sandwich.
Portable foods are really
Portable
Mhm.
foods. But I miss like movie theater popcorn.
yeah.
But I did try a piece of popcorn because my son made some in the microwave, and I just put it in my mouth, and it didn't taste like I remember.
Like cardboard, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The texture and it just wasn't it wasn't appetizing to me. And I think it's one thing that's good about this diet is it makes the things that we're really not supposed to have seem unappetizing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if
Like
they
my
were,
husband.
it'd be hard to stick
yeah.
to it because you could cheat and say, "Oh, I had chocolate cake and I had popcorn and Doritos and I drank real Sprite and it all tasted great." And
The
it won't. It'll
Sprite
taste
triggers
like-
me. It's so gross.
It'll taste
Sprite is
like
like
ass
sugar
if
water.
we have it, and if it tasted great, it'd be much harder to stay carnivore. But now that I know that when I do try some of these other things or, try to incorporate some of that back, it's not going to taste the same as it used to. It tastes like it actually tastes.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like the way a sugar addict tastes it.
Right. You're not in the fog anymore. Like you can
Yeah.
see clearly, and you're like, this is not the
You're
best
like,
choice for me.
I remember
Right.
around Halloween I had some gummy bears because they were like there,
Oh.
and I was like, I was craving sugar. I was pregnant and I was
Yeah.
craving it, and every time I would try these stupid foods I was like, oh, not again. And I put it in my mouth and I was like, this is really gross. Why do people eat these? And so like I don't think I've had a gummy bear since. I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure I haven't had a gummy bear since. Maybe like a sugar-free one I might have tasted because someone was like, these are sugar-free. I think I did actually, but like one, and I was like, oh, they're okay. I don't need it.
You're learning. You're learning.
Yeah, it takes time. Honestly, it takes time to just get to where you need to be. And I think carnivore is a good way to start. Like my sister always says, she's like, I'm really, really glad I started with carnivore because I know what I need to do. Like if I ever gain weight, I know what I need to do. I just need to eat carnivore again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, like it's awesome. You know the steps. Like when I don't know if I really did fad diets, but I would go back and forth with eating healthy. And it never really, like, I would lose weight, but I never really felt that healthy, or I wouldn't lose weight and I still didn't feel healthy. And I've always had headaches, so they've never gone away, and they slowly are getting better, I think, now. But I think Natalie had a comment that oh yeah, I think you just had it pinned. It was, I love every form of potato.
Right.
But they don't love us.
That's
No.
what I say too.
No, they don't. They want us to love them, though, I think.
The companies
Or they
do.
don't. Actually, they don't want us to love them. They have a lot of toxins in them saying, don't love us.
The companies
Let
want you to like it, not the plants.
Let the animals eat me, and then you eat the animals.
Yep.
I wish I could lose the urge to drink Coke Zero, but it's still a struggle.
Give it time.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a hard time with the Diet Coke for a long time. It'll get there. It'll get there.
When I'm out on the road, I try not to go anymore. I try not to go to gas stations because I have to walk right by the big gulp machine and the cooler of drinks and all that. So fortunately, I drive an electric car. I have a Tesla. So I don't have to go to gas stations anymore for that.
That's nice for that reason.
Yeah. So now
and you're crunchy too. Look.
I guess so.
I don't know. Is that crunchy now, though?
It's a minimalist car.
You don't have to buy gas, which is nice.
Don't have to
That's
buy
what
my husband would not like your car. Just
yeah. I didn't think I would
like
it as much
he is
as
a gasoline boy. He likes his diesel truck. He's that kind of boy. Yeah. I don't really care. I'm just like, as long as it gets me from point A to point B, I'm good.
You know, I've always been kind of a gearhead guy, and I had muscle cars and stuff all my adult life. And now that I've got the Tesla, I mean, I like it way more than I ever thought I would.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's still a struggle so I try to go to the bathroom in places that don't have those things. So, you know.
Fair enough.
Right.
Because you drive a lot for work, right?
Try to avoid it as much as I can.
I think I'm gonna have to head out. My toddler needs to go to bed, so I'm gonna have to go help with that, and I'm sure my baby needs help too.
Well, we can.
My husband's probably like, "Where are you?"
Well, we can wrap this up. We covered just about everything that we had, and just wanted to highlight some pieces of the chat here.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone who came.
It is good.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was so fun chatting with all of you.
We should do this again.
Absolutely.
I think we have a good vibe. I feel like it's working out. We should definitely do it again if you're interested.
Yeah, maybe we can add a fourth. I think I can do 6 on StreamYard.
Yeah, it would make it look more complete on the screen.
Yeah, I need a friend
for my math brain.
Yeah, adding a fourth would be good. So
okay, cool.
If somebody wants to join in on the next one, I think in my YouTube channel you'll find my email, and you can just email me or it's I'll put my email in the chat here.
It'd be
And
cool if
don't
we could
forget to
rotate.
subscribe to Ellie and Hoosier Carnivore. I'm saying the wrong one.
Like,
Wrong
like,
side.
moparkreddit@yahoo.com. So
Subscribe to everybody, and yeah, we would love to have all of you hang out with us. I'd love that. That would be fun if you'd have me again. That is
absolutely.
once I learned StreamYard a little better.
yeah, I feel bad that mine didn't like connect to my channel, so we'll have to
We'll figure it out.
that out. But
We'll figure
It's gonna take some time to learn things. Yeah.
Well, ladies,
Awesome.
it's been a pleasure having you and getting to know you guys better and getting some practice on here. We could all use a little more screen time. So.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for having us. It's good to
Thank
practice.
you.
It's good to hang out with everyone. It's good to talk carnivore and ketovore and meat. And
That's right. I know
Don't
Ellie's going
forget
to
to
need a
put
lot of
meat
practice,
first.
but everybody's going to want her on their show. So.
oh yeah.
You're so
Now
sweet.
that she's been featured on Carrie's channel,
That's right.
Ellie.
You want to make my face go red again?
Oh,
Just keep talking.
You know, I'm gonna keep building you up.
All right. Well, good night, everyone.
Good
All
night.
right. Good night. Thank you.
Bye.
Go eat all that meat that's behind you, Brett. Go grill it all up. It looks tasty. I'd put that on my grill for sure. Well, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye. Bye.